Welcome to the Blind Justice Podcast, where you discover the insider secrets of injury and accident cases, and all of your law questions get answered. Now, here's your host, Chicago injury lawyer, Scott DeSalvo.
It is correct. I am an injury lawyer. My name is Scott.
And this is my story.
Text harm. Yeah, I don't know. I'm like preoccupied in this podcast.
Yeah, with what?
I don't know.
We need some more buttons. We need some more like Scott DeSalvo. Little injections of like.
Hey,
yeah.
Hey. I have, a little Christopher.
Don't you know
Walken.
who I am?
Don't you? Oh, I like that one.
That's from Christopher Walken in The Dead Zone.
Oh,
which is.
Should I see that movie?
Drum roll.
I like that one too. Ooh, I like that like message notification too.
Well, that was actually a message notification. What people don't know
that
about
makes
this...
you sound important.
It does, right? Like, people actually want to... The whole point...
They want to book you.
100%. Yeah, so there's this really cool... when we do a podcast, I have a soundboard and mics and the whole thing and a digital recorder. But there's this really cool application for iPhone and iPad that is like a sound effects soundboard. And so when we do a podcast, we've got the intro and outro thing and sound effects, which I unfortunately never use.
I think I should...
I'm sorry. I'll start using it more often.
No, you think... I know what it is? I just need to be in control of it so that I can interject when I'm... Like, when you're speaking, I can just press buttons. And then I can just eliminate my voice entirely.
All right, that's enough booing. Yes. I mean, maybe I should give you control of the soundboard because clearly I'm not doing a good... Do people think that's a good idea? I'm not really... Some of them.
We have so many kind interns.
The crowd likes the idea of you being in charge of that stuff. So I guess the answer is yes.
Done and done.
Let me try something. I know this is like a live podcast. Oh, okay. So there is a fade button for the sound effect. It doesn't have to just end abruptly. It'll fade out. Anyway, folks, we are obviously Chicago's #1 injury law podcast.
Absolutely.
In fact, we may be the nation's #1 injury podcast.
Is there a listicle for this? We need to find out immediately. If not, I'll have to write something up.
I'm pretty sure we're on a list, and it's a list of one.
Wow.
Most injury lawyers are so boring. You listen to them talk for about 13 seconds, and you change the channel.
Right. We're the fun ones.
We're all the way up to 31 seconds. People listen for 31 seconds and then stop listening.
Hey, that's better than like 2.
No, I'm kidding. I don't really pay attention to the metrics.
Yeah.
So anyway, I do know that lots of people listen, so that's nice.
That's awesome.
So we're continuing in our series of answering some questions that people have. Did I introduce you, Amelia Finnefrock?
Oh, well, that's my name. So
yeah,
we're done.
She's my podcast. Thanks for listening, folks.
Bye.
Yeah, so we're answering questions again. So if you have a question, email it to service@desalvolaw.com or give the office a call. Contact Jessica, give her the question. We're happy to answer it. And as a reminder, informational only. If you've been injured, talk to a lawyer. Don't just rely on our brief answer in this podcast.
And what's that number we can call?
Oh, the office line, of course, is 312-895-0545, extension 5. Or I also have a toll-free 24-hour line, and you can call that 365 24/7, right? All year round, middle of the night. And that's 888-HURT-318. 888-HURT-318. You can also, I have an injury DVD and book if you want more information. It's about 110-page book.
It's a quick read.
Yeah, for injured people. And then I also did a DVD and a CD because some people aren't readers. They don't like to read. So I have a CD and a DVD with tons of information on injury law. You can get one of those by visiting my website, DeSalvoLaw.com. Fill out the form there or call 888-HURT-318 and let the operator know that you want the free book. We send it out free of charge.
That's awesome.
Pretty cool, right?
It's great for millennials, too. It's like quick and easy, captures the...
I just feel like time is passing me by because I thought I was so up to date by putting it on CD and DVD, and now everybody downloads everything.
No, I mean, I have an attachment for my computer for CDs and DVDs.
Yes, everybody here.
It's coming back. It's coming back. I think it's cool now. It's retro.
We switched to Mac in the office here.
Oh, nice.
And a lot of the Macs don't have CDs.
They don't? Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy, but I mean, one of the first things I did was go out and buy CD drives and DVD drives for everybody because we use it all the time.
Right.
So anyway, we may as well get on with the questions.
Yes.
So Amelia, would you please do the honors?
Yes. Okay. So I was involved in a car accident. It was a big crash and I lost consciousness, I think. My memory is pretty fuzzy. There were 3 cars involved and it was a major crash. The Chicago car accident lawyer I hired got me a low offer. I had neck and back injuries and the medical bills were pretty high, but all he got me was a $25,000 offer. $25,000 offer. Now, my deadline to go to court is coming up, and he sent me a letter telling me he's withdrawing from the case. If my car accident wasn't my fault, then how could the lawyer be telling the truth? How can my case only be worth $25,000 if that almost how... Sorry.
I think that's if that is
almost how much my medical bills were.
Yeah, sometimes the handwriting is not perfect.
Oh, well, hey, they lost consciousness, and they were fuzzy while they wrote this, so.
God bless them. So I'm not lying. Probably 10 times a year, I get a call from somebody who's represented by an attorney, and they tell me their story. And, I mean, it could be... it could be a car crash case where they have a Chicago car accident lawyer, or it could be like a workers' comp case or any kind of case. But it's funny, people will contact me and say their lawyer is, or their former lawyer is doing something or saying something and it makes no sense. And I have a strong intuition that even with this little bit of information, I have a strong intuition about what is probably happening.
Is this normal?
And I'm going to tell you what I think is happening. Lawyers need to do a better job of explaining why an outcome on a case is the way it is, right? So here's the way these injury cases work. Usually, we are attempting to collect money from an insurance company, right? And if you think about it, there's a good reason for that. If you're a working person without a bunch of money, without a bunch of real estate, without a bunch, you're not making like $100,000 a year because you're a doctor or something.
Right.
And you get into a car crash and you have car insurance, but the car insurance isn't enough to really compensate the injured person. A personal injury attorney has a choice, right? We can either collect the insurance proceeds, or we can attempt to collect insurance proceeds and still proceed in a lawsuit to get more money from the insured person.
Right.
Who isn't rich, is a working class person, doesn't really have money. Now, what most attorneys do, unless we're dealing with somebody who has cash, and there's ways to find out that. There's software and there's subscriptions to databases, and you can hire a personal a private investigator to do a asset search on people.
Really?
But in the vast majority of cases, what I think is going on here is that the person who caused this crash has a $25,000 insurance policy. $25,000 is the limit of insurance. It's all a single person can get in the crash. So even if the medical bills are, what did he tell us? No.
They were really high.
Okay, so let's say the medical bills are $50,000. Even if the medical bills are $50,000, if this person only has $25,000 in coverage, you can collect the $25,000, but to get any more than that, you have to chase this person down and like garnish their wages and all this. And the problem with doing that is, if they're living hand to mouth based on their salary, or if they're only employed part-time or something like that, you're going to be getting what, like $20 a month from them forever?
Nickels and dimes here and there.
And here's the worst part. Every time they change jobs, you have to find out where they're working. They're not going to cooperate with you. You have to file the collection action, subpoena them in, If they don't show up, you got to go back to court.
That's too much work.
You're going to be chasing them down and ruining their life.
Yeah, who wants to do that?
And ultimately, you're not getting any more money for the injured person.
Right, no.
So what most attorneys do, unless somebody is really a person of means. Now, if we do a background search and somebody owns 3 properties and they have a medical license and they own an airplane, look, man, that's a person who can pay some money.
Yeah, I think that they can shell it out.
But guess what? Like, if somebody's driving around with $25,000 total in insurance, they're probably not wealthy.
No.
Right?
No.
And it's pretty easy to do a basic background search. So the reason why I say I wish this person's Chicago car accident lawyer had communicated with them is I will bet you anything that since it's a rear-ender, major crash with big injuries, and the lawyer told them that $25,000 is all they can get, I will bet you anything that it's an issue of only $25,000 in insurance coverage, no more insurance coverage to get after that, and probably the lawyer did their due diligence and found out that the driver who caused the crash is incapable of paying anything else, right?
Right.
Now, it's not terrible. Really, there are ways a lawyer can make sure that the injured person puts about a third of that $25,000 in their pocket.
Sure.
No matter how high the medical bills are.
Right.
That is super involved. It involves math. Explaining detailed math on a podcast is probably not the thing to do.
You lost me at math.
Yeah. I mean, maybe what I'll do on my YouTube channel, maybe I'll do a video on explaining how liens work.
That's a good
and
idea.
And how even a bad case is still going to put money in an injured person's pocket.
I think a lot of people would like to know that.
Yeah, and if I do it like, what do you call it, like a PowerPoint presentation, you'll be able to see it real well.
Right.
That's not helping anybody on the on the podcast right now, but
stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned. If you guys are subscribed to my YouTube channel, keep an eye out for it. If you're not, go to YouTube, search for Scott DeSalvo. I've got like 100 videos explaining injury law, including I put this podcast up there. Mm-hmm. You can subscribe and then click the little bell to be notified when a new video comes out. So not only do I do videos where I explain stuff, but I also obviously put this podcast up there as well. And if you subscribe and click the bell, you'll get notice whenever a new one comes out.
And who knows, maybe you'll be wearing a Jack Storm outfit, you know, someday.
Yeah.
Explaining stuff.
Or we'll do that, what do you call it, that Goodfellas commercial that we were talking about. Mm-hmm. That could be fun.
That would be very fun. So is there any way this person is only going to get $2,500?
$25,000.
Sorry, $25,000. And there's no other way that they can lower their medical bills?
No, there is. There totally is.
Okay.
That's why I'm saying
yeah.
There's a way a lawyer
it's a lot.
Can do it, but just the details of how we do it is probably too complicated without a visual component.
Right.
Like I could verbally explain it, but it's probably
too complicated. It would break my mind. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Well, and if nobody's going to understand it, and I'm going to talk for 20 minutes, and at the end of it, they're going to be like, I had no idea what that guy just said.
He's very intelligent, but you lost me. No, I get it.
I think the moral of the story on this one is now. Look, I could be wrong. There's another possibility. It could be that somehow there's video of the crash that shows our guy is partially at fault, and if you're partially at fault, what you get comes down based on your fault. So there could be a $50,000 policy, and they're calling it a 50-50 case, right? So the way that works is if you are 50% liable for the crash and you have $50,000 in damages, you get $25,000 because what you get is reduced by your own percentage of negligence, right?
I see.
But to me, it totally sounds like there's a $25,000 insurance policy limit. This attorney got the $25,000 and is withdrawing because he's mad at the client for not just signing off on the settlement.
I mean, isn't it his ethical duty to at least communicate to the client, like, hey, I'm withdrawing because blank? I mean, I think it's courtesy.
Well, it's
very
there's
courtesy.
Yeah, I mean, it is common courtesy. Lawyers do have an obligation to communicate offers to their clients. It is sometimes hard to communicate some of these concepts to a client depending on their background and their mental state. They may be very upset when they are told something like this.
Right.
And maybe the lawyer is like not very compassionate or not a good communicator.
Right.
Or they don't take the time to really explain the details.
Yeah.
I think at my office I train everybody to try really hard to explain this stuff to people. But in my opinion, the moral of the story here is I think this injury lawyer could probably have had the client come in face-to-face instead of just doing a telephone conversation and really explained it. So we do these podcasts in my conference room, and I have a whiteboard that I bought and installed on the wall specifically so that I could do math in front of the client and do diagrams in front of the client. It really helps. And it actually goes back to what we were just saying.
Right.
I didn't want to explain complicated math just verbally.
Sure.
You know, visually really helps. Or whatever it takes the client to help understand, then you got to do it.
Yeah. I mean, like you train for a long time to be able to understand injury law and, you know, you're catching someone who has no idea what's going on up to speed. That's a, you know, it's a great idea. Visuals.
Yeah. So that answers that questions, folks. Thank you for listening, and I hope the information helped you. Subscribe to me on YouTube. Just search my name, Scott DeSalvo, and make sure you subscribe and click the little bell icon. It's funny, YouTube changed the way subscriptions work.
Oh, really?
When you subscribe to somebody, if you don't click the bell,
it won't notify
you no longer get notified that when people release a new video.
Which
Crazy.
is like the whole point of subscribing, right?
Right. It's like redundant.
Yeah.
Crazy. Anyway.
That's crazy.
But if you, I've got like 100 videos. Thanks for watching, folks, or listening, I guess. And we'll
soon watching.
Yes.
Stay tuned.
And we'll catch you on the next podcast. Thanks again. Thanks for listening. I truly hope that the information in the podcast helps you no matter the situation you find yourself in. But you might need more answers or some more direct help. So there are 3 ways for you easily to find out more and to get help. If you call my toll-free 24-hour helpline, 888-HURT-318, you'll have a couple of options. 888-HURT-318 is my toll-free 24-hour telephone line. You can call that number and speak with my team night or day. First, you can call 888-HURT-318, and you can speak to me for a free consultation about your case or situation. That's always free and no obligation. Second, you can tell the operator that you'd like a free copy of my injury DVD and book. I created the DVD and book, and I give it away for free to injured people who need answers, but who might not be ready to talk to a lawyer yet. Same deal, 100% free, 100% no obligation. Third and finally, you can check out my YouTube channel for informative videos about the injury case and claims process, or check out my other podcasts for more information and interesting interviews with people who know different things about various aspects of the law. I've put all of this together to help you and to answer your questions. Now, you can also help me, and I hope that you will. If you enjoyed the podcast and if it helped you at all, please subscribe, and if you can, take a minute and please post a positive review of the show. If you're listening to the podcast on YouTube, like the video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you know anyone who might enjoy the podcast, please spread the word and share it on Facebook. It's my mission to spread good information to as many people as possible, and your liking and reviewing and subscribing to the podcast helps me get the word out. Thanks again. This podcast is for informational and entertainment purposes only. It doesn't substitute for consulting with a lawyer. If you have a case, speak with a lawyer right away.